Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Muse Jester. My name is Junior, and today we're going to take a look at Star Wars The Black Series. This is Princess Leia Organa, the very first time we see her from the movie The New Hope, or A New Hope from Star Wars. See, now it says 08, so I guess they're numbering it new, or restarting the new numbering system for them. That's a really nice portrait of Carrie Fisher. So that's what's coming in a package. Again, this is a figure that I wasn't really planning on getting because I was pretty much satisfied with this one that I got. I know this is an old one, it's a Black Series, but as you know, I'm not really into Black Series anymore. My collection is more geared towards 3.75, so I wasn't really wanting to get this one. But I got this one as part of a lot, and I was able to win the bid. And she averaged at $16.50 or $16.30. I can't remember, but definitely closer towards the mid-range of 16, not towards $17. And that's the only reason why I got her, because she was part of the lot. She comes with the usual Stormtrooper blaster over here, her own small gun that she later on gets, and the replacement cowl for her head. In which case, let's take a look at that head sculpt. So here's the head sculpt of Carrie Fisher. Let me bring in the old one. As I said, I was pretty much satisfied with the old one because it was a marked improvement from what we've gotten before. But obviously now that I see it hand in hand, I think they use the same head sculpt. Yeah, because I'm looking at the design on that bun. The hair bun is exactly the same. And this, I think they really are just using the same head sculpt. And this pretty much shows you the strength and power of what a proper paint application does to a face. Because man, oh man, what an improvement on that. And just think, an actual customizer can probably do a much better job than what Hasbro's done. But I'm kind of glad that I was able to get this. It shows off the strength of the sculpt underneath. But man, yeah, so this is so much better because of the paint. You can see a slight blush going on her cheeks. Nicely done on the eyebrow, and then the eyeliner as well. Yeah. So we're not really gonna spend a lot of time on the detail on the robe because it's just white, but there is the belt over here that's still done well, unlike the old one that's floating. Obviously the old one's got the fabric on it. And here's the back. So let's zoom out and see what's going on. Alright, so this is just the usual Star Wars blaster, so I don't have to deal with that one too much. I think there's an actual paint application at the very inside of that thing over there, whatever you call that. Otherwise, it's just bare plastic. Here's the other gun that she's holding, another bare plastic. So, articulation on the head, thankfully. So you can see now, this particular joint does allow the head to move up because the hair is not in the way, and slightly down, very slightly down, but we do have the bottom of the neck jointed, so that helps a lot more moving forward, and not much moving up. I think there is a little bit. Waggle side to side, and of course twist to the side. There's not going to be any problem with the angled shoulder joint because there's nothing to hinder it. As for the elbow, more than 90, I'd say maybe like 105. We do have the elbows twist. Did I say ankle or elbow joint in this one? I can't remember. Okay, so what's going on with her hand? Why is it? Oh, because it's just, so the articulation is an up and down, and basically what's going on is the articulation is just pointed down. Otherwise, it's fine like that. And of course, it's got a twist. So let's see what's going on the waist. Only because, unlike the previous waist, not a lot. It's the sculpture on this dress. Instead of usually the cup of the waist cupping the chest, this one is reversed, where it's cupping downwards. So it's really, really inhibiting any kind of movement on that waist. There's a side to side. If they had flared this out a little bit more, they probably could have gotten a little bit more on the side to side. Forward, again, nothing. Backward, a lot better. The design of the folding of this robe, well done, because it overlaps, so it's hiding a lot of it. Of course, the problem is because it's a robe, you can't pose her like this. Unlike with the fabric, you can't pose her kneeling down or anything. The robe is just gonna be hampering it. And look at that, even forcing it to bend like that, it's really making it look ugly and really distorting the sculpture on that lower part of the robe. So basically you can't, I mean, technically she can kick up pretty high, but yeah, and kick off 45 degree to the side again, but you know, she still has the old thigh cut. I wonder if this is the same one. See, this is much better because they still retain the flesh tone of her thigh, which is hidden here, and her thighs are actually much better sculpted than the new one. Because I'm assuming, because I mean, I never really looked in the movie, but I'm assuming this is the way it's supposed to be, where she has flesh tone here and then the boots. It's kind of disappointing that they didn't bother to paint this part off, and they made this thinner. If they reused the head on this one, why didn't they just reuse the lower part of the thighs? I can see that they thinned down her pelvic region, which is probably why they thinned down the thighs as well. I mean, it looks nice like this. Interesting choice. I suppose that you're going to be displaying this in this manner anyway. I don't know. The upper part is good. The lower part looks good, but completely very prohibitive in terms of movement and everything. So it's not like you're going to be displaying her with this anyway. And even if you do, it's not really. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe negative. And then to put on the cowl, just take this off and then replace it with this one. How do you do this then? I would assume that you put in the head first into that spot and then put it back on. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. So I think I'm gonna display her with like this, because I already have her displayed like this. I think this is good because technically this is the first time we see Princess Leia with the hood up. And with that in mind, I probably don't want to use the barrel, the guns, because that's not going to help. Fortunately, I'm afraid now I might lose this piece of... That's interesting. The plastic looks different. The cowl looks different from the actual robe. But yeah. All right, so let's talk about value and pricing. This is, again, different. My base price of 10 is going to equal to $16.50, which is much more different than what this is going for, which is usually around $20 to $24. I think it's $24 now, which is going to affect the base the value that I have assigned for this one. Now, I have to start off by saying, like I said, I wasn't planning on getting it. I'm not interested in getting it anymore because I'm trying to minimize the Black Series that I'm purchasing. But at the same time, now that I have it in hand, I'm really kind of glad because I really am impressed with the head sculpt on this one. Not the sculpt, the paint application on the head sculpt. Really a marked improvement from the old one. Um, the fabric, I can't really decide on the fabric right now whether I prefer this one or this one. Um, if I'm gonna display it standing like this, then this obviously looks much better than this one. But instead, in terms of posing, this is gonna be posed better. Um, Value, because I initially didn't want it, but it ended up being better than I expected, and because I got it for a lower price, I'm gonna punch it up a notch. I'm gonna put the value at 13. Unexpectedly nice, unexpectedly much better. Oh, maybe I should put it down to 12 because this is really bad. The articulation on the thigh. I'm gonna say 13. If I had gotten this at the regular price of 24, I would say the value would have been 9 because I would have been disappointed by the lack of articulation on the lower part. Not the lack of articulation, but the lack of range, or the prohibited range of movement because of the robe. Yeah, because I wasn't really planning on getting this at all, so I would not have even gotten the value of 10, being satisfied with what I expected, because I would not have purchased this. Let me put it this way. I would not have purchased this at the original price of $24.95, even with the better head sculpt, because I already knew about this one. So I would have said that at the regular price of $24.95, base price 10, the value would have been at the 9, below what I expected. Well, not really below what I expected. I just would not have gotten it at all. Anyway, that's it for my review of Princess Leia from the New Hope, the very first time we see her. From the Black Series, the new iteration of her. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.